We decided to pursue the intensive treatment at the Aphasia Center because Ryan had been in an inpatient setting, and then we transitioned to the outpatient setting where he was just getting limited exposure to aphasia treatment. I think a lot of what I have learned through this process is it was important for us to come to this program in particular because we weren't leaning on his strengths and we weren't really figuring out ways to work around any of the weaknesses and to build those up. We were more focused on worksheets or repetitive activities or just giving a clue. You know, if he wanted to say fork, we would start with and let him try to fill in the rest. And it didn't give him context. It didn't help him see the written word. It didn't help him know how to use other strategies to come up with it. So when we actually talked with a patient who had been part of the Aphasia Center program, the intensive program, she couldn't say enough good things. And she shared her story with us, and we were able to see where she started after her injury and where she got to. And that was kind of all we needed to see. We knew that Ryan needed a specific focus on the aphasia piece, and we knew we couldn't get it anywhere else. I have seen drastic improvement in Ryan's overall communication, but specifically in putting more words together. And for me, I think the biggest victory has been seeing him have more spontaneous speech. You know, our big focus in the beginning after the injury, because his injury is so complex, it was a focus on needs. You know, I need the bathroom, or I'm hungry, all those things that they're very important to quality of life. But you know, after a year and a half, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, well, I want to be able to just talk about what I want to talk about. I want to be able to ask, how's your day? How's your steak? And those are the things that Ryan couldn't do before we came to the program. And now he's doing on a multiple times a day, regular basis. I have seen so many improvements, though, in so many areas. His confidence, he's always been an introvert, but coming through this program, I've seen a complete change where he's striking up a conversation with strangers, which never would have happened before. You know, we'll be walking through the store and someone's looking at him and he says, "Oh, hey, how are you? How's your day?" So knowing that he feels good about even reaching out to a stranger and striking up a conversation is awesome. And I have seen him regain his confidence in parenting. That was another huge struggle where, you know, Ryan would want to say something to our kids, whether it was, hey, come to dinner, or, okay, it's time to get ready. And he just struggled with that because I think he was afraid that the wrong thing would come out or he wouldn't find the words and he would just kind of stop. And now I see him, you know, shepherding the kids and telling them what to do again, and as any parent would want to do. So I really think those are the biggest victories, just seeing him be able to communicate again with the outside world and being confident in doing so. That's huge. We definitely have a plan in place after we leave the program. I hate that we're leaving, but we're very fortunate that we did get our 8 weeks here. I think that knowing how to move ahead is a huge step in the right direction. You know, you get a lot kind of put on your shoulders as the caregiver and family member, but knowing how to carry forward all the hard work that he's put in and knowing how that affects our entire, you know, relationship and his relationship with others. I mean, I just can't say enough about how I feel prepared to just go out into the world. That was my one thing I wanted when we came here, is for me to understand, you know, because we rely so heavily on therapists all the time, and it's easy to sit back and watch when someone's going through the therapy process, but knowing how to take that and kind of be the therapist when you need to be, but also just be the loved one, you know, and not make it therapeutic. Just have conversation, just, you know, support, you know, build their confidence is a big thing. So, yeah. I would absolutely recommend the aphasia program to everyone who suffers from aphasia. I have had the pleasure of meeting a lot of different clients here who have various injuries, various medical conditions, and different types of aphasia. And to see where they start and to see where they end and then go on into, you know, their everyday lives, it's something I've never seen before. I've been, you know, through a lot of different therapy realms with Ryan and seen a lot of other people. I think that you get a standard of care here that you can't get anywhere else. I think everything is so individualized I came in the door thinking, well, show me what it is that you're going to do. And that's not at all how it was. And admittedly, I was a little skeptical. I thought, well, how can this be so great? But it's when I saw how tailored everything is to the individual. If your strength is reading, that's going to be incorporated and it's going to help you with your overall communication. If your strength is, writing, that's going to be something they lean on, but it's going to tie everything together. So I absolutely recommend this program. I can't say enough good things. You're not going to get this anywhere else. I think another thing that Ryan got back from coming through this program is his personality. He's always had a huge personality. He's a joker, he's a prankster, just can make anything funny. And, coming out of the injury initially, he was a little flat. Obviously, communication is a big struggle. And so watching him sort of come back to himself has been an absolute delight. I mean, something that we wanted so badly and we knew would potentially emerge, but hadn't yet. And just in his time here, seeing him joke around, seeing him just be the person that he has always been, I mean, it's a huge gift. Absolutely.